Folks, they're starting to change the narrative. They're starting to change the narrative. And I predicted this because this whole idea of white supremacy and white police officers going after minorities went out the window this afternoon when they charged these 5 black police officers in Memphis. And guess what? No Trump supporter, nobody who owned a Confederate battle flag, or any white supremacist was involved in this case. But they're trying to change the narrative. I saw it tonight on CNN. They brought up this question about race. Well, I don't think the public, they were talking to one of these talking heads, I don't think the public is going to worry about this race issue. Really? You don't think that this is going to resonate with people, that you have 5 black police officers who basically, for lack of a better term, beat to death a minority? You don't think that's going to resonate with people? Get a clue. And they're planning to release this footage tomorrow night. Not a wise move. Because you've got clips of people out there already protesting over this. Now, you can call this intuition, a premonition, prediction. But this past week, I've been going through some of these old Neil Rogers broadcasts on YouTube. Call part nostalgia if you want. And I landed across one of these broadcasts from April 30th, 1992. And last year, 2022, was the 30th anniversary of the verdict in the Rodney King case, the LA riots. And this is a broadcast that aired the day after that verdict came out. Now, if you're not familiar with Neil Rogers was a very popular radio talk show host back in the 90s. He was based out of WIOD in Miami. And at the time, you had Cox Broadcasting, Paxton, Clear Channel, all trying to buy up these stations. So Neil Rogers ended up moving to WQAM, WSUN, some other stations. But he had people calling up after this verdict was read in the Rodney King case, saying, it was an all-white jury, all-white cops, in a town that was pro-cop. And he made a very valid point. I mean, you could take that broadcast, listen to it today, and you would swear that we're talking about what's going on now, what's going on in Memphis. But he said, I don't care whether the jurors or the cops were white, black, Hispanic, Asian, polka dot, purple, or green. Doesn't matter. We don't want to be living in a police state, and we've got a judicial system that's screwed up. It needs to be fixed. And I think the best way we can fix this is not having all these instructions from on high, from D.C., who every time one of these incidents happen, they stick their nose in it. When you should actually be leaving this at the state levels, let the states handle this. Put in place stiffer penalties for these officers who commit acts like this, who violate the trust of the people they're supposed to serve. Whether they're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. So this is what it says at CBS. But go check out that broadcast from April 30th, 1992. And you would have sworn, after listening to that, you'll swear that that is something that applies to what we're going through now. But from the looks of it, from this press conference this afternoon, I don't think the public's going to have a very good reaction, because they're saying this is like an hour-long video. Public's not going to have a very good reaction to this video they're going to release tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Are you nuts, Memphis? No, what you should be doing is releasing this footage on like a Monday afternoon when nobody's paying attention. Kind of soften the blow a little bit. So it says here, a grand jury handed up indictments against Tedarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Desmond Mills Jr., Emmett Martin III, and Justin Smith on charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and here's one for you, official oppression. I didn't know there was a charge called official oppression. This according to Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy, who was the guy giving this press conference this afternoon. Mulroy said, although the fired officers each played different roles in the death of Nichols, quote, they are all responsible. Video footage of the arrest would be released Friday sometime after 6 p.m., like I said, and the footage has been shown to Nichols' family but may not, or probably has not been made available to the public, not till tomorrow night. Now, the 5 officers found to be directly responsible for the physical abuse of Mr. Nichols were fired last week, but Memphis Police Director Cyrilline, also known as C.J. Davis, said other officers are still being investigated for violating department policy. Nichols was black, as are the 5 officers involved in the arrest. So there's no way that you can twist this, bend it, change the narrative, because it is what it is. But they are changing that narrative, because it's gone from police officers targeting minorities to we need police reform. Have you noticed that? And they've got a picture of the 5 officers here. Court records don't list attorneys for Smith, Bean, or Haley. Martin's lawyer, William Macy, confirmed that his client has turned himself in. He and Mills's lawyer, Blake Ballin, said they plan to discuss the charges at a news conference late Thursday. And then, of course, you have good old Benjamin Crump. You know Ben Crump, the civil rights attorney who can't turn down a buffet restaurant or a free meal anytime he passes it. He's representing the Nichols family, said police video the family viewed showed Nichols, a 29-year-old FedEx worker and father, was shocked, pepper sprayed, and restrained when he was pulled over for a traffic stop near his home. Nichols was returning home from a suburban park where he had taken photos of the sunset. Oh, how romantic. Well, I think a little more was going on there because he was pulled over for reckless driving. The legal team said officers beat Nichols for 3 minutes in a savage encounter reminiscent of the infamous 1991 police beating of Los Angeles motorist Rodney King. Now, in the Rodney King case, Rodney King was speeding through a heavily pro-police area, or this is where you had a lot of police who lived and worked in that area. If I get the words out tonight, we'll be in good shape. Another one take video. But they believe that he had been taking cocaine, PCP. And that's not to justify what the cops did in that case either. So this is at CBS News, latest on what's going on with this case in Memphis. But they're trying to change the narrative, and there's no way, no matter how hard they try, you can twist it, you can bend it, do what you want to it, but you can't change the facts in this case. Just like you can't ignore the sun when it's glaring in your face. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, or you can find me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing we call the United States, and I'll catch you next time. And as you know, this is how we do it here, where we keep the past crashing with the present, where the past crashes with the present, however you want to say it. But that's my game, and I'll see you next time. Take care.